heard anything that, well, sometimes a little heavier on the drunk-along than the solution, but your story is your story and you got to stick to it. Yeah. I know from my experience, I was suddenly asked, 3 minutes before that the speaker didn't show up and what I need. I'm like, And around here, everything is, you tell your story in 15 minutes and then throw it out for round robin discussion. But now suddenly I've got to expand that for 45 minutes. And I'm thinking, well, and by the time, they came around to introducing, we're up to close to 500 people. And I'm like, and I just melted, it was like that. Yeah, but I mean, it's all quite simple. I drank, I got drunk, I got consequences, and then found my way to AA. Then my life began again. So why do you need 45 minutes? Exactly. Okay. But anyway, I like what you guys do and that you do it so well. And it's a really good organization you have with the people that freely give of their time. Very nice.
Good evening, everybody.
Hey, Chris. Good evening. Glasses?
What's that?
Did you get new glasses?
No, not new. I just, I'm sick with my contacts.
How was your day?
I made you a co-host, Pat.
Okay, I'll keep an eye on things.
Yeah, do you want to post tonight?
Sure, I'll be happy to.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, Pat.
Hi, Rick.
Good to see you.
Always good to see you too, my Latrobe friend.
Yep.
Okay. Let me get I have to have a minute to get all my files in order.
Oh, you got plenty of time, dear.
Oh, I
yes,
do.
you do. 6:36. Take your time.
See, my buddy Kip is on, but I don't know if he's just logged in or if he's here.
Who's that Abby B from Pittsburgh?
Kip was here a little bit ago. He said,
Yeah.
That's me.
"Hey, Abby."
Hi there.
Hi, Abby.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Everybody.
Hey, Mike.
Hi, how are you? Are you good, Mike?
Good here. How's everybody?
Good.
Doing good.
Good.
I'm going to be on time for the meeting. That's always a good thing. DWI.
Hi, Dwight.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good
Hi,
afternoon,
Dwight.
sir.
I really want to do something. I really want to do something for kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Hey, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
Did y'all all remember the great golfer called Arnold Palmer?
of course, he's from Latrobe, isn't he, Rick?
Yes, he is. I've been to the airport a few times.
Yeah, I have too.
He only had one quirk. He always wore 2 pair of pants when he golfed. In case he got a hole in one.
Oh, so DWI.
Wow.
Keep coming back.
Yeah, keep coming back. Oh, gosh, these you people. Okay.
Good.
Hey, Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Hey, Laura.
Hey, everybody.
Good to see you.
You too.
Got that smile on and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Doing good. It's a good Monday.
Okay, Chris, I'm all set.
Good.
I'm ready.
Ready for
When you ready for Pat?
Bring them on.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Are you the head doctor tonight?
I'll be so excited when I get my first Zoom bomber.
I don't think they're looking forward to you catching a hold of it. I really don't.
How do you do it now?
Did you hear my truck driving story last night, Rick?
No, I hadn't had the pleasure.
Oh. Yeah. I got a long ride with a trailer truck driver,
I heard that. Like
and
the truck.
he tried to get fresh with me. Let's just put it that way. And he was one sorry dude.
God bless. Well, I was remembering you did a lot of hitchhiking as a teenager. So,
Well, not teenager, young adult.
young
my
adult.
20s.
So, in your 20s? Yeah, you got around pretty good. What was
Yeah.
it? What was the thing? Trucking. You were doing all right
Keep
over
on
there.
trucking.
The Furry Freak Brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh baby. That's right.
Trucking like a doodah, man.
Yeah, the fabulous furry freak brothers.
Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. What fun
Robert.
that was.
Robert Crumb.
Yep.
Yeah,
Art Crumb.
baby.
R. Crumb.
Yeah, you might even be able to get yourself a black light poster. Or two.
Does anyone follow Gary Larson, The Far Side?
Yes, I have all the books. I have a whole collection of the books.
Do you? Yeah, I do too. I heard that he's come out of retirement and he's doing cartoons again.
Wow. He doesn't have
Hey,
enough
Jocelyn.
money?
Hi,
Hi, Jocelyn.
Jocelyn.
Hey, Jocelyn.
How's
Hey,
everybody
Jocelyn.
tonight? Hi.
Hot
Kathy.
diggity dog.
Kathy.
Jocelyn.
Hey, everyone.
Hi,
Hey,
Kathy.
Hello.
Hello.
Jocelyn. Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good. What's your first name?
Rob.
I was going to
Robin?
that's Rockstar Robin, right?
That's
Yeah,
right.
I-
Oh, okay. Comes up soon.
Yeah.
Let me do it, so I didn't put my name up yet.
Do you want to put your name on there?
Huh?
Do you want me to put your name on there?
Sure.
Oh,
Sure.
you got somebody already did.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Hot diggity
That's not the
dog.
Rockstar part.
I know. What?
That's right.
What?
Hi, Dwayne.
Hey, Dwayne.
Hi,
And
Willie.
Hi, Dwayne.
Hi, Willie.
Hey,
Hey, Willie.
Hi, Panda Man.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Jason.
Sonia. Abby.
Chris, you look so studious.
With glasses.
The glasses. Do you normally
I
wear
don't.
contacts?
I do, and I don't feel well, so
Oh,
no.
Sorry
no.
to hear that.
Well, glad you're here, though.
Yeah.
yep, only on Zoom.
You're a trooper.
Yeah.
Hi, Sonia.
Hello.
Hi,
Steph.
your staff.
Hey, Steph.
Panda Bear.
My tablet's playing up. It won't stay standing up.
What's up with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Rick.
How you doing?
Rick.
I'm hot.
You have to
I
stop
am
that, Rick.
Hi. Okay, well, we
Hot
already
and
did
sweaty.
that.
Wouldn't you ask me?
Are you feeling okay?
Hmm.
Panda? Jason?
Am I okay? No.
How you
I'm
feeling?
fucking bad. I'm an alcoholic, and I'm twisted.
And
Always a bright light.
yes,
Yeah, but that comes from you, not from me. There's a difference.
I
Oh,
see.
Panda,
you're
man.
still in the right place.
You are. We're glad you're here.
The only place that I'd be in the wrong place is at a bar or the dope house, but beyond that, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Well, you just be adding to your story.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't need to do that anymore. I'm almost
No.
at 20 years. I don't want to add anymore.
Yeah, it's long
I'm
enough.
okay with that.
Yeah, well,
We don't like those
sobriety
stories.
sobriety loses its priority. Yes, indeed, it happens.
Pat, I'm glad you got your medallion.
Oh my God, is it beautiful? Did you get my
Finally.
pictures?
Yes,
Did
I
you take
did.
Pictures?
Yeah.
You know what? That was my very first selfie. You know, that's
Yes.
medallion.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how bad I looked.
You don't look bad. Stop.
Look,
Do it with-
I can't
Stop
believe the bags and the wrinkles.
Well,
You know, with the
a little
close-up.
concealer, all that. Yeah.
I don't think concealer's gonna do things. I
Yeah,
think
it will.
like body putty, you know, auto body putty.
No,
Put a
stop
nice
it.
layer on there.
Bond?
Stop it.
Tuck it up,
Talking about Bondo?
move it around a little bit.
Plexiderm,
Hey,
Plexiderm.
Pat,
Yeah.
I think
Jupiter.
I
I think
never
we need to get-
realized how old I look.
Pat,
You guys
Look
are
fine.
you need
You
a better
guys are
PR
really
person.
patient. I should take my. I should really take my video off.
No, don't do
Oh,
that.
Pat, no.
Don't you dare do that.
Have you guys ever had it where you can't like go to the next page? You don't have the arrow on your
Right
screen.
now,
It's
it's on
like
the
you.
first
Like
Like
Oh,
now.
now?
duh, because it's
There's
only
only
25.
25
It's
Duh.
only 25.
Thank you. I just realized that. It's like, how come I don't have my arrow? Duh.
Look
Chris,
at my
coming back.
arrow.
Dumb
Little
question.
arrow.
Baby, just keep
Hey, there's
smiling.
Kip. Hello, Kip. The
I'll read
grateful
the promises,
alcoholic.
Chris.
All right, thanks, Jocelyn.
Haven't read in a
This is
while.
Nate.
You have to fight Sheila if she comes.
I know.
Oh,
She can
no.
do it.
I'd lose on that one, I think.
Yeah.
Turn it sick.
Yeah.
Hi, Haven ladies.
Evenly.
Isn't that her?
Yeah.
Chris, if somebody else really wants to, then I'll give it up.
Nope.
You know?
I've already put your name on it.
Okay.
Hey, I'm glad that tropical storm Fred didn't graze our coastline.
Not yet.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna. I think it's gonna be.
Oh, look, Kathy, we got
for the west.
But do you
What's
think it's
that?
going to be more than
Zero.
you think it's-
Okay.
You think it's going to be more than 60 miles out
It's
Off
already
the coast?
from the west coast?
It's already made landfall.
Did it make land? Yeah, I thought it was heading up north.
It's
Where did
going up
it?
north.
Where did it hit?
Panama City Beach.
Oh, I used to
Oh,
vacation there a
my.
lot when my kids were younger. Yeah, that's a nice little resort
It is a
area.
beautiful place.
It is very nice.
God bless them all.
Oh,
I was
absolutely.
checking out the beach cams today. It's just windy and a rainstorm. It really doesn't look like much.
Yeah, I
Is it
know it
going
definitely
up the-
picked up strength.
Is it
Hi,
going up the
Sue.
East Coast?
Hey,
Is it heading
Laura.
up the East Coast?
I heard it was going to head up towards West Virginia,
Yeah.
like that
It's gonna stay
direction.
inland and head up.
Yeah.
Like over Kentucky?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Really?
western North Carolina, that area.
Really?
Yeah.
Asheville.
Would that
up in the
really hit-
mountains.
Would that really hit Kentucky?
Right.
well,
I'm
depends
sure it'll
on how-
be weakened by then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty weak by then. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, just the part that juts out from Kentucky, not. Yeah.
Hi, Sue.
Wow, that's
Hey,
interesting.
Dean,
Well,
how are you?
Good, good. How are you guys?
Good.
Doing well.
doing good.
Good.
Hi, Sue.
Are you from Pittsburgh, Dean?
Hi, everybody.
North
Hey,
Carolina.
Sue.
Oh, North
Hi,
Carolina.
Hey,
Dean's
well,
up for
Dean.
speaker tonight.
Oh, where are you, Dean? Oh, great. I can't wait.
You've got enough time to back out.
Oh, no. No, I'm in for the long haul. I got my 7-year medallion today from my sponsor.
Congratulations.
Nah,
Hey, What was the date, Pat?
June the 10th, 2014.
Okay, awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
7 years.
Yep.
Awesome.
Hey, Pat, does
Yeah.
that include nights, weekends, and holidays in a row?
Yes, it does.
Really? Wow.
Yep. Even in the
Yeah.
middle of the night, which was very unusual for me to be sober in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
Good deal.
takes some effort.
So, Dean, do you recall when we had our conversation? I shared with you a little bit about your talk tonight, how long you'll speak for, and those
Yeah,
types of things.
Refresh my memory if you don't mind.
Well, we'll start the meeting, and we usually get to the speaker about quarter after, and
Okay.
then you can speak until 55 to 58 after the hour.
No
And
problem.
if you go past the hour, I can't promise you we'll all still be here. So, but once you're done, we'll have Jocelyn's going to read the promises tonight, and then we'll have you close us with a prayer of your choice.
Okay. Super. Thank you.
No problem. Looking forward to it.
Welcome.
Hi, Dick.
Well, hi, everyone. Nice to be here and
Hi,
looking
Dick.
forward to hearing
Dick.
from you tonight.
Hi, Philip.
Hey, Philip from
Hey,
Ontario.
Philip, Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have a pretty good crowd out here on this meeting.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
We do.
Don't look at the numbers, you'll get nervous.
Yeah.
There's one or two of us.
Ah, that's cool.
Well, you just keep one page, 29, that's good.
29.
On the first, oh, is it 25?
Yeah.
See, yeah, well,
You must have a big monitor.
I
Hi,
don't.
Jenny.
It's 49, right, for those who have big monitors?
I think so.
Hi,
Yeah.
Jenny.
Hi, Jenny. Hi, Alexis.
Hi, Alexis.
Hey, Alexis.
Hi, Mick.
Hi, Mick.
Leanne.
Ian's coming.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi,
Hey,
Leanne.
Leanne.
Hello.
Abby from Pittsburgh.
Abby
Whoa,
from
wait a minute, that's from Canada.
Hi,
And
Abby.
there's our Abby.
Hi, Abby.
Got two Abbies side by side.
I did too.
Feeling better, Abby?
Yeah, a lot.
Back to yourself? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, it's
Oh,
Jocelyn, not Jacqueline. Sorry, Jocelyn.
Yes. Is
I
that
said
Sonia?
hello, Jacqueline.
How are
Sorry.
you, Sonia?
Hello, Jocelyn.
Oh, I worked for a pathologist for like 20 years. He called me Josephine. I still answer to it. So.
Hey, Sheila.
Hi,
Hi,
everyone.
hi,
Abby.
Hi, Sheila.
Hi, Sheila.
Hey, Sheila.
I met some Zoom friends yesterday.
Good.
I went to London and went to a first birthday party
Oh, that's
Oh,
wonderful.
wonderful.
Nice.
and met a lot of Zoom friends. It was lovely.
Is this your first time here?
No, I've been here before. I usually go on Tuesday nights when Cindy's on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I
welcome,
like her
Sonia.
enthusiasm. I like her woohoos.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she
Yeah.
puts a lot of energy into it.
Hi, Phyllis.
Hey, Phyllis.
Hey, Phyllis.
Hey, Phyllis.
Chris, how are you feeling?
I don't feel very well.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Need some chicken noodle soup.
We're not here. You better not let the chickens hear that, Sheila.
That's right.
Ah,
Oh, Sheila, yeah, her chickens.
So, Chris, what do you have? Just like the bug, or like what?
I don't know. I've just got I got a really bad head cold
Yeah.
and no energy.
Yeah.
No fun at all.
Are
Thank
you
you
up for the
being
meeting?
here,
You want somebody to lead for you?
No, I'm good. I
Okay.
only got to do something for about 10 minutes, and then
Okay.
Dean does all the heavy lifting.
There you go.
That's true.
So I'm going to bed after the meeting.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Sleep heals.
Nothing bad can happen to you if you go to bed.
Hi, James.
No.
hello, how y'all feel this evening?
Hey, good. How are you?
Hey, James.
Thank you. Hello, how's everybody?
Welcome.
Good, hey, Jane.
Hi, Jane.
Glad you're here. Things are good.
Thank you very much.
We got Mary Jane. Hey, Gus, you made it.
Gus, I haven't seen Gus in a while. Where
Where's
is
Gus
he?
been?
Speak up, Gus.
Hey, Gus.
There he is.
I'm on.
Hi.
Mary Jane and Kath from Melbourne. James, welcome.
James.
Of course. Hey, there's Margaret with the mustache.
Chris.
Hey, Margaret.
Wow.
Margaret is the trendsetter.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Wow.
Hi, Vernell.
Hi, Vernell. Hi, Chris.
James.
James.
Hi, everybody.
Yes, thank you.
ARWC, welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so the speaker Teresa last night, I was floored to hear that her mother gave her alcohol in her baby bottle.
I know
It's like, oh my
She
gosh.
was amazing.
That was, and I loved how she just cracked herself up.
Yeah, she did.
She was
Yeah,
laughing
she
so
did.
much. It was.
I got a lot
Might as
out
well
of her
get
message.
started early.
She had she had a sense of humor about her.
Yeah.
My
Wonderful.
grandma used to rub little babies' gums when they were teething with whiskey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rub it on their gums.
Yeah.
Yeah, but having a whole bottle of it, I think. So
Yeah, that's a little over the edge.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hi, Naomi.
Welcome to the
Morning,
family.
everybody. Hello.
Hey, Naomi.
Hey, good morning.
There's Mark.
Hi,
Mark
Richard.
from
Mark.
Hi.
Mark and
Emma.
Wark is here with us.
Yeah.
Jenny.
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
Mark.
Hey, Mark. Oh,
Hi, how
nice
are
to
you?
see you.
Thank you.
It's Toronto.
I'll say, is the real Margaret?
Aloha.
Hi, John and
Chris.
Deanna. Hi, Kurt.
Kurt and John and
Guys,
Steph.
how's it going?
All right.
Hi.
Hi, Naomi.
Hi.
Hi, Steph. Drive careful.
Can't see you too.
Hey, Laura.
Hi, Kat.
Hey, Laura.
Linda. Linda. The Aussies are taking over.
I can't see.
They're good allies.
I'm Margaret with the mustache.
Hi, Margaret.
That's funny.
Hi, Margaret.
so what were you worried about, Pat? She's got a mustache.
I was on the
Margaret.
5th page, and by the time I got back to the first page to see, Margaret was gone.
Oh, here she comes.
Oh, there, Margaret. Let me see.
Martin,
Let me see, Margaret.
she's got her
Now,
mustache on.
There she is.
Oh!
I didn't see her first time around. I love it.
You are a trendsetter, Margaret.
Yeah. I love it.
That will be on the front cover of Vogue magazine next
There we
week.
go.
Don't be afraid, Margaret. Step it out.
Always somebody trying to one up somebody.
We are not a glum lot for sure.
Not
Jeez.
tonight.
That's true.
Hey Kathy, I wanted to ask you last night when you listened to Teresa, because I had heard her at a conference. Wasn't her mom an alcoholic? Isn't that why she?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She was.
Yeah, she was a funny speaker.
Yeah.
She had
Yeah.
a rough life.
That's her second time being on.
Is it?
I really loved her. Her
Yeah.
message of recovery
Yeah,
was amazing.
she spoke in May
Yeah.
of 2020.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, she didn't remember the first time because I asked her.
I can assure you she spoke for me back in May of 2020.
Hey, Lola.
Hey. Hey, Margaret, what's up, baby? I love the mustache.
You gotta check that out. She's late to the party. Right. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Oh my God.
I am the real
Well
Margaret
suited.
with the mustache.
There you go.
That's perfect.
And I am a real alcoholic.
There you go.
This is not fair. I'm driving and I can't see the mustache.
No, we're cause accidents.
That's too funny. That's great.
I don't
You know
care
we
about
can
it
change
a
your
lot of
name for you,
times.
Margaret.
Yeah?
I don't
Oh,
care
this is much
about
more
it a lot
fun.
of times.
What's that?
No, keep it Margaret. It's much more
My
fun.
mom was on Demerol and morphine for the first 72 hours that she was in labor with me.
Oh my goodness.
And I came out blue and listless and took a week to turn a normal color and stop
Really?
So when I got my first drink at 19, it wasn't my first drink. It was like
No,
I
it
had
wasn't. Yeah.
like I had a relapse after 19 years, and that's why I took off like a Roman candle.
Yeah.
And so I really identified with Teresa. She was magnificent.
Yeah,
She was
unbelievable.
magnificent.
Very engaged. She had like full attention.
I think she spoke at Founders Day like 3 or 4 years ago. She was a Saturday night speaker, and we were at the football stadium, and then the sky opened up like after she came out of her coma, and then that was it. Then we didn't hear the rest of the story. So I'm glad I got to hear the rest of the story. Actually, each time she speaks, she tells a little bit more about her story, which is good. She continues to grow.
Yes.
All right, everybody, it is 7 o'clock. Welcome to the Great Facts Speaker Meeting. My name is Chris. I'm an alcoholic. See to it that your relationship with him is right, and great events will come to pass for you and countless others. This is the great fact for us. Would you please join me in a moment of silence for the still suffering alcoholic, both inside and outside these rooms, followed by the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. This is an open meeting of Alcoholics Anonymous. Anyone is welcome to attend this meeting. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of people who share their experience, strength, and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organization, or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics achieve sobriety. If you need a court card signed or proof of attendance for this meeting, you can email us to greatfactsmeeting@gmail.com. And our friend Pat will be posting in the chat tonight. So I'd like to thank Pat first and foremost for your service tonight. So keep your chat open throughout the night. You can check out the things that will be posted. Again, the email address for anything that we talk about here tonight is greatfactsmeeting@gmail.com. If you want to join our home group, this past Sunday we had our business meeting. We have that business meeting once a month. It's at 5:30 on a Sunday. And if you're interested in joining our home group, shoot us an email and we'll be happy to get back with you on how you can do that. We have a private Facebook page. If you are interested in joining our Facebook group, there will be information posted in the chat. There will be a link that you'll have to click on, which will take you to that page. It is a private group, so it will not show up in your live feed, and you cannot find it by searching for it. So it's an invite-only kind of deal. That way we can protect everyone's anonymity. If you are looking for a sponsor, send us an email, and Kathy, our tech secretary, will get in touch with you. And again, all that information will be posted in the chat. And Kathy, you should be able to unmute yourself and read the steps tonight. Thank you.
I am Kathy. I'm an alcoholic, and here are the steps we took, which are suggested as a program of recovery. 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7, humbly ask Him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. And 12, having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Thanks for letting me read, Chris.
Thanks, Kathy. And my good friend Laura in Indy is going to read more about alcoholism.
Hey everybody, I'm Laura. I'm an alcoholic, and this is more about alcoholism on page 30 and 31 of the Big Book. Most of us have been unwilling to admit we were real alcoholics. No person likes to think he is bodily and mentally different from his fellows. Therefore, it is not surprising that our drinking careers have been characterized by countless vain attempts to prove we could drink like other people. The idea that somehow, someday, he will control and enjoy his drinking is the great obsession of every abnormal drinker. The persistence of this illusion is astonishing. Many pursue it to the gates of insanity or death. We learned that we had to fully concede to our innermost selves that we were alcoholics. This is the first step in recovery. The delusion that we are like other people, or presently may be, has to be smashed. We alcoholics are men and women who have lost the ability to control our drinking. We know that no real alcoholic ever recovers control. All of us felt at times that we were regaining control, but such intervals, usually brief, were inevitably followed by still less control, which led in time to pitiful and incomprehensible demoralization. We are convinced to a man that alcoholics of our type are in the grip of a progressive illness. Over any considerable period, we get worse, never better. We are like men who have lost their legs. They never grow new ones. Neither does there appear to be any kind of treatment which will make alcoholics of our kind like other men. We have tried every imaginable remedy. In some instances, there have been brief recovery, followed always by a still worse relapse. Physicians who are familiar with alcoholism agree there is no such thing as making a normal drinker out of an alcoholic. Science may one day accomplish this, but it hasn't done so yet. Thanks for letting me read.
Thanks, Laura. All right, my favorite accent on the whole meeting is this guy next to read the traditions.
Thank you, Chris. I'm Jamie, and I'm an alcoholic. These are the traditions. 1, our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends upon AA unity. 2, for our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God as He may express Himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants, they do not govern. 3, the only requirement for AA membership is a desire to stop drinking. 4, each group should be autonomous except in matters affecting other groups or AA as a whole. 5, each group has but one primary purpose, to carry its message to the alcoholic who still suffers. 6, an AA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend the AA name to any related facility or outside enterprise, lest problems of money, property, and prestige divert us from our primary purpose. 7, every AA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. 8, Alcoholics Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. 9, AA as such ought never be organized, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. 10, Alcoholics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues, hence the AA name ought never be drawn into public controversy. 11, our public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, and film. 12, anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. Thank you for letting me read.
Thanks, Jamie. Appreciate you doing that tonight, brother. All right. At this time, Great Facts would like to would like to recognize sobriety milestones for individuals up to including 30 days, then 60 and 90-day milestones, then in 1 month increments from 4 months up to 1 year, and then any additional yearly birthdays. In keeping with the spirit of one day at a time, please refrain from announcing your milestone prior to the date. So if you would, please raise your virtual hand, and we would like to call on you so you can announce your AA birthday. We also ask that you have your camera on. Laura.
Hey everybody, I'm Laura. I'm an alcoholic from Indianapolis, and I am back, and today is day 16.
All right, way to go, sister. Good to see you. All right, WARC.
Alcoholic named Danny, I'm 27 days in.
There you go.
I'm Deborah, I'm an addict for 29 days. Yeah. Alcoholic, I have 29 days. Mandy, I'm an alcoholic addict and I got 14 days today. All right. Yeah, I'm an addict and I have 23 days today. I'm Sam Samantha and I have 10 days today.
All right. Anyone else at WARC?
That's it. That's all I got. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. It looks like my dyslexia is kicking in, but it's actually ARWC.
I'm Grace. I'm an alcoholic and I have 90 days today.
All right, Grace. Way to go. Anyone else there? All right, Rhett.
Hi, I'm Rhett. I'm an alcoholic and I'm on day 5.
All right, way to go, buddy. We'll see you back here hopefully tomorrow for day 6. Anybody else? Going once. Okay, Mikey.
Yes, January 16th was my last drink.
Congratulations. What would that be, 8 months?
No, January, February, March.
Oh, this is August. So what is that, 7 months, 8 months? I can't do the math. I'm a college dropout.
7 months.
All right, way to go. Yeah. Woohoo. All right, anybody else? Going once, going twice. All right, our speaker tonight, I do not know Dean, and I have never heard his story, but one of my really good friends, Kip, said you got to meet this guy, and you got to hear his story, and you really got to hear about his sobriety dog. And so I'm excited to hear about the dog, but I'm also really more excited to hear about what our brother Dean has to say about his road in recovery. So you got it, Dean. Take it away, brother.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Alcoholic named Dean. Right off the bat, awfully grateful to be able to do. I was very reluctant at first about Zoom meetings, period, old school kinda. And Kip was the first guy that got me to speak. And I was like, what? It's so different. You know, I'm talking to my screen and I'm used to talking to folks. And you know, the cool thing is, if you guys are frowning at me, I won't see it. So, which is really good. But, you know, it's just a privilege, and I'll get into that. Right off the bat, you guys that are just starting this, please pay attention to me because I had a really tough time at it. I jumped into recovery in 2001, but my sobriety date is November of 2003. So I was a late bloomer in Alcoholics Anonymous, but I'm awfully grateful for the folks in Alcoholics Anonymous because I had a really tough time at first. The not drinking part was my biggest hurdle, but I was always welcomed back. Sometimes not nicely because I didn't need a pat on the head when I came back because a lot of times I would moan and groan in the meetings of Alcoholics Anonymous and complain about your coffee and then go out and get drunk and do it again the following day. So, but long story short, my story is kind of simple and basic, guys. Nothing grandiose here. The cool part is I have felt all the misery that every one of you felt, and what I thought I felt more. Just a square peg in a round hole for the majority of my life. And I want to tell you what I was like and what happened to me and what I'm like today. And I pray about this, and if I talk about God a lot, I don't mean to offend anybody, but it's a big part of my recovery. And it wasn't a big part of my life prior of coming into recovery. I had my first good drunk at the age of 15. I'm going to tell you how old I am because I got into a ladies' lockup night at a discotheque here in North Carolina, and I was scared to death. Well, right off the bat, I was excited too, scared and excited because I saw a lot of pretty things that I didn't see at my high school at this discotheque. And long story short, I have done some other outside issues prior of drinking draft beer at this night, but I was so nervous to be around all these pretty girls, I started drinking draft beer. Now I hated it for everything it was worth. I was used to drinking milk and Oreo cookies with the outside issues I used to do, and it was just fun. And that draft beer tasted horrible, but it's an amazing thing. I was a nervous kid, 15 years old, in there drinking draft beer, almost holding my nose, didn't because I didn't want to embarrass myself. But I was drinking this draft beer, and the magic happened. This is my first effects produced by alcohol, and I somewhere between the fourth and eighth one, I was not contemplating how insecure I was for one thing. And all of my downfalls, I dwelled on myself, and I didn't know it until I was walking out of the restroom getting rid of some of that draft beer. But long story short, I was coming out of the bathroom, and I don't mean to be arrogant saying this. I looked at myself, and my self-esteem was really, really low. And I looked at myself, and I was like, well, you're not half bad. You're definitely not the best looking guy here by no means, but I don't think you're the worst either. So it was kind of one of those aha moments. And the number one thing I wanted to do was to dance with a girl. You know, that it was a discotheque. It was back in the 70s. And I walked out and I started asking girls to dance. And being a scared teenager of 15 years old, they weren't looking for someone as young as me, and they were constantly telling me no. And the cool thing is that would have killed my self-esteem and my self-image, but I didn't care. I just had some more of that draft beer, and I continued asking. And the marvelous thing that happened, somewhere between 9 or 10 girls I asked to dance, a girl said yes. I don't know if it was a pity dance or what, but she said yes. And it was like the biggest thing that ever happened to me up to that moment in life. And the funny thing is, it dawned on me when I was walking to the dance floor, I don't know how to dance. that beer was giving me all the liquid courage. And long story short, being a good comedian, you know, I mimicked everybody and got deathly sick that night. And I don't think I've ever got as sick as that. But the number one thing that happened to me was when I finally did wake up the following day, I wanted to do it again. And that was kind of my theme. You know, I didn't care about the consequences. I just wanted to feel that. The effects produced by alcohol were so strong for me that gave me a whole new personality, self-confidence. You know, it was my friend, and it was like that for a long, long time. And of course, I had, you know, all the stuff that we have. And I don't think that makes us an alcoholic, guys, all the consequences. I had good luck at first, and then I had bad luck at the end because the way I drank. But long story short, I literally, every chance I could drink, I drank. And everything I did had to revolve around drinking. And if you didn't drink, I didn't associate with you. And that was just my lifestyle. went through school, started the careers, and found out that I was a electrical technician at when cell phones first got started. That'll age me as well. And I found out I really didn't like working all the time. I was lazy, and but you have to work if you're going to drink. And so I got into sales, which was really, really good because you don't have to work hard, and still in sales you still get paid. And I did that, and I found out though that if you don't work on Fridays and you don't work on Mondays, you're usually not going to hit the quotas that these folks wanted you to hit. And so, being a good alcoholic, I got in business with some people. It wasn't illegal, but it was not legal. So I met a guy, and we became good friends, and I knew him in high school. He was younger than me, but he helped me out in the business that we were in, which was cell phone business. And he was able to help me run some numbers. I gave him some kickback, and it was a really, really good partnership, me and Mike. And he was just a great guy. He was a really good partier, and he partied like I did. And long story short, Mike, one night we were on a roll, and this is about a 2-year roll in business together, and he was a big hearty guy, 300 pounds, 6'5", and he was eating raw peanuts, and one thing led to another, and he got an intestine infection, and it got really bad really, really quick because he was just that hearty type of fella, and he literally had to go to the hospital, and they had to give him a colostomy bag. It was just a bad situation for poor old Mike, and we were good friends. I was with him when he ate those peanuts, and I hate to say it, I was worried about Mike, but I was also worried about my income and me keeping my job as well. So I was in the hospital, and I went and saw Mike a few times, but this particular time I was in there, and there was a preacher in there, a clergyman at the hospital making his rounds and whatnot. At this time, I'm guessing I'm in my mid-20s by now, but I have never been to a church unless there was a funeral or a wedding. Never went to any church services. My mother and father just didn't do that, and I was tickled about that. But I got to talking to this preacher, and make a long story short, he was really, really concerned about my buddy and his sickness, and he asked Mike, would he go to church? And long story short, of course, Mike wants to. He's scared about his life now. And Mike asked me in front of this preacher, he said, now, Dean, if something happens to me, will you go to church in my place? And I'm not thinking anything's going to happen. But long story short, I say, yeah, sure, buddy, I'll do that. Whatever, get better, get out of the hospital. Let's go make some money. And long story short, he died that night. And here's my conscience, guys. I don't have much of one, but I'm touching this one bad. And I'm like, wow, that preacher heard it. I gave him my word, not sincerely, but I gave him my word. And I went to church. Matter of fact, they had the funeral at this church, and I started going. And guys, there's a camaraderie that I felt in my 2 years of coming to Alcoholics Anonymous that I felt that day in church. It wasn't the hell and brimstone that I thought it was going to be, and I liked it. And I was going out of guilt and shame at first, but then I started going, and one thing led to another to fast forward through this phase of my life. I wasn't a goody two-shoes or a holy roller by no means, but come Saturday night, I just wouldn't pack them down quite as hard, so I wouldn't reek with alcohol on Sunday morning at church. But then as soon as I'd leave church, I'd start drinking. I was very much a hypocrite. And I liked it. I liked it. Didn't understand it, but I liked it. And there's a point of me saying this because a chain of events happened, and I was still working during the day, but I started going to a seminary at night to be a preacher. Didn't know what all that meant, but that the church I was going to thought it would be a good idea, and so I did. And I went for 2 years, and I really found out a bunch about our big book and a lot of what our big book comes from. But I wasn't a happy camper, and I'll tell you the reason why. I was going, and of course I tried to be a good boy and didn't drink, and I went 9 months, and I know this because of the things that happened. And I didn't smoke, I didn't drink, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't even have bad thoughts when I saw pretty girls. You know, I was really, really good. And I was miserable as, you just trust me, I was really, really miserable. I was coming apart at the seams. I was so miserable. And because I wasn't treating alcoholism and my drug addictions and stuff. And, you know, it's just wasn't a happy place whatsoever for me. And it got worse. And thank goodness my buddy that I'd been going to church with got a little jealous because the church was kind of promoting me in this being a preacher and stuff. And so he decided he'd tell all the elders all about my past. And they kicked me out of church. And I was really, really put back by that. And I went and had a talk with them. And I told them, you know, you guys are a bunch of hypocrites. Why are you guys, you know, kicking me out of church? So what? I did that. I thought you were supposed to forgive me and all. But the truth of the matter is, it was my opportunity, guys, to bolt. And I really wanted to. And I tell you, from that moment on, I let the clutch out. The funniest thing, though, the preacher, he was being dictated by the elders. And long story short, he tried to get me to come back at one time, and I just told him no, I wasn't going to go to church with a bunch of daggone hypocrites. And he patted me on the back and he said, "We got room for one more," meaning I was the hypocrite as well. So, but guys, without any hope, and to where my drinking and other outside issues had gone to, well, I can give you for instance, I did fairly well when I did work, but when I wasn't working, I stayed drunk all the time. And I bought a little house, a cheap little house back in my early 20s. And to give you an idea, I paid for it 3 times because of my drinking, you know, because if you're unemployable, which I got to be, you know, you had to live off of something. And then when you run out of money, you just run out of money. And not that stops us, you know, and I've talked to many alcoholics, and I sponsor a bunch of guys too. We're very, very creative people in getting financed. Not very good at paying it back, but pretty good at getting it. But long story short, it was a horrible 7 years. Now, I knew I was an alcoholic. I didn't outright say it, but I knew I was an alcoholic, and I'd had plenty of experiences why I drank the way I did and others didn't. And I knew this to be true. But I never thought it was the problem, you know, because alcohol had worked so well in my corner for so long. You know, it was my social lubricant. It helped me in almost every aspect, but it had turned on me, and so were the consequences. But there again, I don't want to say the consequences made me an alcoholic, because they did not. I just had a bunch of them, and I don't think that's a pre-qualifier. I do know this. I do know that I got so miserable with myself that I couldn't stand to be with me. I couldn't stand to be around others. I just got I rode with the 4 horsemen that we talk about. And it was really, really bad. And I'm going to fast forward to October the 17th of 2001. I was trying to finagle a new job and found out the guy drank. And, you know, that's my field of expertise. So I was like, after my job interview, and we were friends with another guy, we all went out drinking. And then an boss came along. So it was a perfect storm for me to try to get employment and get drunk. And we did. And long story short, the one guy I knew pretty good, I was watching him. We were doing some outside issues, and I was watching him just go off with the rails bad. And I was like, wow, you're pretty bad, you know, not looking at myself. But I had a little aha moment. I won't call it a God shot or a moment of clarity, but I just had a little momentarily break from things, and I decided to. It was pretty cool too. I took a lot of hostages. You know, I was good at relationships, but I didn't know how to be in one. And the girl I was with at that time, and this is 20 years ago, and still together. So yeah, poor girls, you know, sick as we are. But she got her black belt in Al-Anon, so it's all good there. But I wondered why she would be with someone as bad as I was. I mean, I'd walk around with blood on my face that I'd fallen down and broken my nose and wouldn't even know it. And I'd always had girls in my past that always complained about my drinking and drugging and the other stuff that goes along with it. And Amy wasn't doing that. And that scared me, because I have never had anybody just let me off of the hook. As much as I wanted them to quit complaining, it scared me that she didn't. And I was like, God, I've crossed over the line, obviously. Guys, I had all intentions of getting sober. I went to a few places, and, you know, they wanted money to get me into treatment and didn't have it. And health insurance was a thing that I let go a long time ago because they required monthly money. But long story short, I found a place, and I went, and it was up in the mountains here, and as smart as I thought I was, I found out about the disease of alcoholism. It was a 12-step treatment place, and I found out a lot of good stuff, and it was exactly what the doctor ordered for me. I needed it. Now I knew I was going to help people set up treatment centers myself. I was on fire. I made it to day 40. And I couldn't tell you what happened, besides one of my exes that I had a child with was ringing my bell for whatever reason. And I just could not drink. And I was just so close to the fire, I guess. I did go to some meetings even after that, and started my journey of picking up starter chips, guys, and joined the home group, got a sponsor in name only. Didn't want any man to tell me what to do, much less tell them stuff that I was taking to the grave. But somewhere between the 5th or maybe the 10th start over token, I started getting a little bit more willing. I still had all the consequences to the drinking that got me there in the first place, but now I had a different shame that, you know, from doing what I was doing and still coming into the meeting. So it was somewhere around the 10th starter. I got a sponsor, and I did start doing some steps, but I was being a little particular about which ones I was going to do. I sure as heck wasn't going to tell another man my secrets. And I tell you, if you're new, trust me, whatever steps you don't take will step you right back out. At least it did for me. And guys, it wasn't until I got to my 16th start over token that the magic happened. And Chris, I'll tell you that I pray about this, and a lot of times if I do an AA talk, God permits me to tell this part of my story, and I'm a promotional type, and keep in mind, in Alcoholics Anonymous is attraction, not promotion, and so I try to pump the brakes on that. But long story short, when I was in treatment, I got a dog, and I thought that would help. Bypassed the potted plant and got the dog, actually in treatment, because there was a dog pound across the street. And I thought it would be fitting that I got this dog. Both of us were getting our lives saved. And I named her, she was a black lab, kind of a spotted one, not a full blood by no means, but I named her Sobriety. And I thought that would help. And I did all sorts of stupid stuff. I mean, from tattooing some of our slogans on me to, that was when tattooing wasn't cool either. I just did some silly things, but the silliest one was naming my dog Sobriety. It would have been cool, guys, if I wouldn't have relapsed. But I'm gonna tell you what, you call your animal in from using the restroom as you're drunk, and you have to say the word sobriety, or better yet, have other people around you drunk, and you're saying, come on in, sobriety. It just, they started picking on me so much. The folks in AA, they were like, you need to rename your dog Relapse. So, I mean, it was to the point where I don't even know why I named her Sobriety. But the cool part was when it happened, and the dog helped me get it. And I don't mean to be a sappy person about animals. I'm closer to animals sometimes, it seems like, than I am my own family. But long story short, I was having a rough time at it. And keep in mind, I was out my 15th relapse, and I'd cashed in a few days. It was like 57 days, and I just cashed those in. And I was really wondering that the program of Alcoholics Anonymous wasn't going to work for me. Had a sponsor, going to meetings daily. Long story short, I could not get over using alcohol as a crutch. That was my go-to. And I didn't think I was going to be able to be honest with you. I prayed until my knees were bleeding, and it just didn't work. The miracle wasn't happening for me like I'd seen it happen for you guys so easily. At this given time, because of the outside issues I did prior of recovery, I started gaining a little bit of weight, putting some weight on, and because I didn't want to see sobriety, I would feed her, and she had gained some weight. So the veterinarian I had taken her to suggested you start taking her for a walk. And taking a dog for a walk wasn't in my MO, but long story short, I had a really, really bad day. And I didn't, and I have to say this because this sponsor, and bless your heart, if you sponsor people, daggone it, sponsorship is where the miracle happens. But this cat wasn't happening for me. Then that night, I called him because I was in a bad way for whatever reason, and I called him up. And his name was Tom, and I was like, Tom, man, I feel like drinking. I really do. Matter of fact, I've already called another resource to try to get some other outside issues. And I thought he was going to lay a healing on me or something, but he started talking about his weed eater not working. And I was like, time out, buddy. I'm calling you because I'm going to go drinking, and you're asking me, what should I replace the spark plug on my weed eater? And I was like, that's no 12-step stuff. Long story short, and I think someone said it before the meeting, I just gave in. Our conversation sucked, and I gave in, and I went to sleep. Now, I woke up the next morning, and I wasn't in a good mood, of course, because I didn't get drunk like I needed to. And I decided to take sobriety for a walk, guys, and we went for a walk. It was, I'm saying 7 o'clock in the morning. I don't remember what time it is, but long story short, we go for a walk, and I'm walking and this school bus time and stuff. And I'm just beside myself, not happy whatsoever with this recovery deal. I don't really know what I'm doing with my life, and I'm just in a bad way, coming apart at the seams, truly. And I notice on the other side of the road is a lady and with a child. I'm going to say he was 10 years old, maybe 12. And I could tell right off the bat, this little kid's want me to bring my dog over, wants to rub it, and I'm not in the mood. It's too early in the morning, and I'm not a morning person, and I didn't get to do what I wanted to do the night before. So, and I'm cussing God in a way, by the way. And I keep walking, and I notice as I keep coming up that I'm walking sobriety, and I keep coming up, and this little kid's starting to wave his arms, and I'm like, he's not too coordinated. Something's not right with him. And as I get closer and I can really see him, I can tell something's wrong with the little cat, that he wasn't good at all. And I decided, well, take sobriety over there. Just let him rub sobriety a few times. And as I got closer, guys, I could really tell something wasn't good at all with him. And he had a bunch of problems. And I could tell the mother was wore out because this child had a lot of issues. And I let him rub her, and bless his heart, he had a speech impediment to boot, and he couldn't pronounce her name. He would say something like "abadi" or something, and I was not in a good mood, guys, and that's when it happened. I made eye contact. The lady never said one word to me. She never even said, thanks or nothing, but everything in her eyes said it. She was really grateful that I had brought sobriety by there. And I've never felt that way with a total stranger. And I knew this lady had a hard life, and this little boy's, probably a full-time job at best, and for the first time, I realized that if I'd have got drunk the night before, like I wanted to, I wouldn't have took sobriety for a walk, and I wouldn't have been able to give someone besides me a moment of happiness. And that's all it was a moment. And I walked away going, wow, this is the master plan. I'm not supposed to drink because I'm supposed to do something right in my life instead of all about me and being selfish. And I, for the first time, I had never felt, the compassion that I felt for that lady, for that little boy, hell, for even sobriety, because the little boy, he was small, but he was pretty strong, and he was petting her, but he was pounding her back at the same time, but she took it like a champ. But long story short, I walked away going, wow, I stayed sober so I could be of some service to a total stranger. The cool part was I never saw that lady again, but we started walking on a regular basis. If you're an alcoholic like me, if I feel something good, I want to feel it again. And I looked for her and, took sobriety for many walks after that. Never saw the lady again, but I do know in my heart of hearts that was what I needed to happen, to know that getting out of me is kind of the basis of the program. When we do fifth steps with guys, when we give knuckleheads a ride home, and it's all the service work that we do. It's just not cheering and speaking and doing the fun stuff. It's the behind the scenes stuff. And I tell you, it helped me, that moment in time helped me jump into the program of Alcoholics Anonymous. And I did the steps, guys. My first year of recovery sucked. It was the worst thing. And I say that because I had a business that was going completely under. I was financially just broker and broke and be. I had an operation on a part of your body. You don't want anybody with a scalpel, and they messed it up 2 times. And all this is in my first year of recovery. My dad, my best friend, got lung cancer, and it was a tough time. And I was like, God, why didn't I get sober the first year I was here, or maybe the second year? Why did I have to wait so when it was so bad? But I get it now, guys. And if you're new and you're struggling and life's just hitting you all, I'm not saying it's supposed to, but in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, it says wife or no wife, job or no job. We've got to carry through this and it does get better. And I tell you, I'm grateful now. I wouldn't have ever said this my first year in recovery, but I'm grateful it was that hard, because whatever happened, as bad as it got, I still didn't take a drink. Now, there's been times now, because I truly believe I'm not quite as spiritual as I was at one time, and I know life happens, especially with a stinking pandemic. But long story short, I get a little. I remember that day with sobriety. I remember how I got here. And it's not all peaches and cream by no means, but it ain't as bad. I'm going to fast forward into recovery. I know I'm running out of time. Guys, this is the plan program of action that's laid out in the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous is there for us to do. It is action, you know, and I have found out in 17 years, if I sit on my butt and whatnot, I'm gonna become miserable. And I've recently in the past 6 months, because my father finally did pass away 6 months ago, I have found out that I can get wrapped around my own axle again. But all I have to do is be around you guys, go to a meeting, have a sponsee call me up and complain about his day, and you know, say he had 2 colored socks that didn't match or something fun, you know. And then I was like, oh hell yeah, this is why I come, you know, because this is what I do now. You know, I do have a job now, and I've got really good relationships for the most part. I've done a bunch of cool stuff within these 17 years, but nothing matters as much as trying to help the next suffering alcoholic, because that is what keeps me sober. Because I know, and I've talked to many guys, and I don't mean to pick on anybody that's went out with a lot of time, but I come up and ask you, what happened? You know, and all of them, the notoriously always say, I quit doing what I was doing. You know, they quit going to meetings, they quit calling their sponsor, they quit doing stuff. Guys, this is such a beautiful program, and I cannot say enough about it. And it goes hand in hand with God. I know the God thing offends a lot of people, and you know, call your sponsor, get a sponsor, you know, talk to somebody about it. And you know, and I sponsor an atheist, you know, and he rings my bell almost daily about it, and I love it. I love it because we debate it all the time, you know, and I'll tell him to pray and he'll tell me to do something I can't tell you. But it's such a good program, guys, and it's just a miracle that I'm here. You got to know I'm the real alcoholic. I was the worst of the worst, and if I can get it, anybody can get it if you're willing. You've got to be willing. I don't mean to go into preacher mode, but you know, this thing, if you're not willing, you're going to get drunk again. At least that's my experiences, and everything I'm telling you is my experience. And guys, I'm just really, really grateful that my buddy Kip told Chris, and Chris, you asked me not even knowing. So if there's anything I can leave you with is know this, and somebody said it at the starting of the meeting, go to sleep, wake up, the next day will be a little bit better. It's not the end of the days, it's not doom and gloom always, you know. So, but I'll shut up. I know we're getting close on time, so I wanted to thank everybody. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Dean, for a great share tonight. Really appreciate you sharing that. And the chat is open. Jocelyn is going to read the promises, and we'll come back to you, Dean, to close us with a prayer of your choice.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jocelyn. I am an alcoholic. Thank you so much, Dean. I think that little nudge from God that morning towards that little boy was something that saved your life. And thank you for sharing all of that. So I've got the privilege of reading the promises today. It's in the Big Book, pages 83 to 84. If we are painstaking about this phase of our development, we will be amazed before we are halfway through. We are going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity, and we will know peace. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. That feeling of usefulness and self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and of economic insecurity will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we cannot do for ourselves. Excuse me. Are these extravagant promises? We think not. They are being fulfilled among us sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them. Thanks, Chris, for asking me to read.
Thanks, Jocelyn. Appreciate you reading tonight. And thanks again to Pat for posting and all the other readers. Dean, would you take us out with prayer of your choice?
Yeah, I would. And I want to explain the reason why I'm picking this prayer. Because when I was in seminary, I was looking for shortcuts in the big book. And there's 10 steps there that are pretty cut and dry. But in all the prayers I studied was one in Corinthians called the prayer of Jabez. And if you haven't heard of it, I'll tell you the reason why. You're going to know I'm a real alcoholic when I say this. The reason why, it was the only prayer, and it might not be the only one, but there's only one I could find where God immediately granted the prayer in the Bible. And I was like, that's my prayer. And I tell you this, be careful praying it, because you better buckle up, because changes are coming. And change for me hurts. It's never good. I never take change easily, but it's the prayer of Jabez. And it goes like this. God bless me indeed. Enlarge my territories to do your bidding. Please keep your hands around me and help me help others. Amen. In the very next verse in the Bible, he grants it. And I was like, that's my prayer, because I'm impatient. So thanks.
All right. Thanks, Dean. And I'm going to open it up, and you guys can all say thank you, and you can unmute yourself.
Thank you, Dean. That was a great share.
Thank you so much.
That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Love my group. Chris,
Love
feel better.
Really loved your message. Thank you so much.
Feel better.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Dean. It was really a wonderful message. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Dean.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dana.
Awesome, Dean.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dean.
Thanks.
Thanks, Dean.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dean. See you, Chris. Bye, everybody.
See you, Mark.
Folks. Good night.
Mahalo.
Dean, put your number in the chat for me.
Beautiful smile.
Who?
Daniel,
All right.
please.
No, who put number? Who?
Dean.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Aloha.
Aloha.
Good night, everybody.
Have a
Yeah,
great
good
night,
night.
everyone.
Yeah,
good to see you, Danny.
Thank you, Dean.
Hi, Jocelyn.
Thank
I
you.
have a question.
Night, everyone.
Thanks, Dean.
Thank you, Dean. Good night, everybody.
Night, guys.
I have a
Love you.
question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Is it called Greater Facts? An S and N? Huh?
Just great facts.
Great Fact, no S.
No, there is an S.
Okay, Great Facts at
Yes.
Gmail.
Great Facts Meeting at Gmail is the
Oh,
email
put the
address.
meeting in. Oh dear.
Great Facts Meeting at Gmail.
Thank you. I will left that out. Okay.
That's okay.
Hi, everybody.
Night.
Hi, Sarah.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
You're feeling better, buddy.
Feeling better, Chris.
Thank you. I'm going to bed.
See you guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Dean.
Dean, thanks again for being here, bud.
Dean.
Absolutely. My pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah, I really identify with the dog and the cats and all the birds of nature. They really did me good in my early recovery, and they still do.
Mine too.
Thanks, guys.
I had a bird and I named it Bryety. Yeah, that was cool. Bryety. He was great. That was y'all.
Oh,
Thank you guys.
That was
See you
great.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
thank you. See you tomorrow.
Good night, Lola.
Good night, Lola.
Good night, good night. Bye, Margaret.
Bye.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
She's back here brushing her mustache.
Maybe you ought to take notes. See you guys.
Night night. Great meeting.
Where are all you guys from?